Hey guys, thanks for joining us last week. As you remember, we installed the single exit MBRP exhaust, and that thing is super deep. We've had some more time on it, on the exhaust and things like that. But today, I just got word from the front of the house that we got a special delivery in from Armaspeed. We got a GR86 intake. So we're gonna put that on the BRZ today, but let's go grab it. So these are all our super intakes. We've been selling a lot of these for the A90. It's very popular. Comes in like a forged carbon fiber lid. It's pretty cool. Let's get this one open. I was just kind of told this came in on the last shipment. One of a kind, special delivery for us. Let's go check it out and let's install this on the BRZ today. This is a two-part video. We're gonna first install the Armaspeed intake on, then we're gonna actually dress up this engine bay with a little bit more carbon bits. So make sure you stay tuned for our next video and subscribe to the channel. But let's get into this Armaspeed intake. I'm gonna spare you some of the boring details on opening the box and things like that. We're gonna get into the intake. This is one of the first intakes out for the 22 car, for the 2.4 FA24. Other products that are out are some inlet tubes, and that only replaces everything to the stock airbox. Some of the guys on the forums are actually changing and taking out the charcoal, replacing the stock filter. We saw a lot of the HKS replacement filter intakes, but this is a full complete system. The filter itself is a conical style filter. It's enclosed in a aluminum box with a carbon fiber lid on it that uses the factory ducting, and you do not have to remove the bumper to install this like some of the earlier generation intake systems. All right guys, so this is the box. I just want to kind of show this to you, and the filter is actually going to sit on the inside here. And the cool thing is this actually is going to retain the factory unit up front, inside the bumper. It's going to force the air inside to this box. It's going to be like a cool chamber box, and then the filter is going to suck the air into the motor. So it is a kind of a true cold air intake, in my opinion. It's got a box isolating from heat from the engine bay. Most of these will produce, you know, a little bit of horsepower. We're not going to get 15, 20 horsepower out of it. I don't know if this has been dyno tested, so I'm not trying to say any numbers or anything here yet. All right, one thing I do want to point out is the difference between the first gen and second gen. It's one of the first things we tested when we got our cars. We tried to put some intakes on, we tried to put some tubes on from Perrin and some of those other companies. But Armaspeed has already produced this with the new sensor in here. And this being out of silicone actually is really cool. It's really smooth on the inside. So that's gonna create less turbulence and things like that. But that's the biggest thing. The Gen 2 has a completely different sensor on top. So one of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna remove all this. This is what we're replacing here. This is a resonator chamber, so that thing has to come off as well. So we're gonna get that off. And we got one point here. We got one here that I just took off and one down in here. One thing to note is we're gonna reuse this clamp here. It's not the cheap OEM clamp or this style, I don't call it cheap, but this is at least, it looks like an aftermarket clamp. We're gonna reuse that on the kit. So you wanna save that. We gotta get this off. We're gonna take this off here. We don't have to take it off all the way. We just slide this back a little bit. This is gonna stay on, and we're gonna pull this bad boy off. A little twist, a little elbow grease. Okay. You wanna be really careful not to drop these. My suggestion is to always put these back in. We are using different ones, and you also don't want to touch this at all. This is the sensor, very sensitive. As you can see here, I'm putting these back in. So if I ever need to sell this or switch the car back to stock or anything like that, I know exactly where these are. So we're using a small Torx bit on this. It is a small Allen key. I'm not sure the number, but you want to be very careful with these. These are a machine thread into this aluminum. You don't want to lose anything here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep this and get these off. See what happened? I lost one. Did it go on the ground?
It's right there. It's
You
right
got
here.
that on video?
Yeah, it did. It's
Where?
right here. Wait, did I lose it? Hold on. Oh, right here.
It's just rolling. He's just like,
I thought it went in. It must have rolled in here and come out like
it
that.
fell right past your shirt.
So like I said, those things, they can run away from you. That's usually the case. But let's get the sensor back in here. Be super careful. And it does have an O-ring on there. We're gonna just seat that in here ever so slightly. And there's an arrow on there, which is the direction of the airflow. So one key thing to point out here is as I'm tightening this down, I'm not over tightening one side, but I'm squeezing this in, you know, just a little bit at a time just to get it to seat proper. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with these. You could put a little bit of lube on there if you want, but it's not really suggested or needed, and it could interfere with the sensor itself in time if it drips down. So now as you can see that she's nice and flush, you can actually see the sensor in there. Now that this is on and the arrow is pointing the right direction, we can actually position this in the car, and you can see the vent tube that we pulled off. We're gonna put that back on here, and we can plug this back in, but I'm gonna wait till the end to plug everything in as we do a double check. And I didn't over tighten these at all. This is how I'm gonna tackle it. I'm gonna put the box in, I'm gonna put the bolts in, we're gonna reuse the factory bolts, and then I'm gonna slide the silicone through, and then I'm gonna put the intake in. All right guys, before we put the intake box in, we need to take these rubber isolators off the factory unit. And to do that, you just need to push the metal piece actually out a little bit. So you can do this with a screwdriver. I just chose to use this. And then all that does is allows this to get a little flexible, so you can actually get this unit to pop through here, okay? And then we're gonna install these. And what that does, this is a really important step, is this will kind of have an isolator so that the metal tabs don't break. Even though like these are plastic OEM, the aftermarket one being aluminum, it could break over time. And this helps with the vibration. So the secret to this is just to take that metal piece all the way out, get this in here, then push the metal back through. This metal piece kind of also holds it when the bolts go through, that it doesn't squish this too much. It's a little, you know, isolator itself. So let's get this thing out. And again, we're gonna push this thing in here like this. And then we're just gonna slide this guy in here. The bolt goes through, it's actually gonna push this down all the way to the bottom, so we're good. All right guys, so we're gonna put the box in, and you notice this is where I talked about, this is where the cold air comes from inside the bumper area. That's gonna force it right in here, and this thing just kind of snugs and goes right over top of that. And then we're gonna put our bolts on. We got the spacers in here now. Just gonna get a good couple threads by hand. Same thing down here. And then we can grab our power tool and spin these in. The hard part of this is actually getting this through here as well as getting the filter in. What we got to figure out is how to get this through here and this on the inside. Position through here first, and then we need to get a clamp on it. Okay, so that's that. Then we need to get the extra clamp that they provided. One thing, I really like it when all my clamps kind of go the same direction. So I'm gonna make sure that these match up. So I'm gonna put this over top of here. I'm gonna slide this in, pull this out at the same time. Get this guy in here. And that just bought me all the space that I needed to get this guy in properly. Okay, so now you can see how it's coming together. So I'm gonna do all my bolts. I'm gonna tighten those up in a minute. I'm gonna put this on. You can get this here. So one thing to note is these are a 7 mil, which is a little different than the factory one. It's an 8. So there's that. We're gonna switch, bring them off to the side, make sure it's just pushed all the way in. I don't need to over tighten it, but you can see it doesn't come out. We're kind of at the final stages of buttoning this up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make my connection here and just tuck this down underneath here like this. So now you can see the complete intake installed with a silicone tube. It's very strong actually. It's very smooth on the inside, so it's gonna have less turbulence. Armaspeed told us that it's a 12% increase in volume going through here. So it's gonna bring more air into the throttle body, and it's gonna still have that cold air coming from the factory intake duct. This normally had a clip on it, and the way this is set up, this can actually come down here and hit pretty low to the actual belt itself. So I'm gonna try to put this clip into this location. So what I'm doing is I'm repositioning this. Let's see if it'll actually fly. And it looks like it will. So what I did is it still has enough tension. I actually reduced this slack and I put it back here where it's safe. And you can just tuck that away back over here. I'm gonna tease you guys. I'm actually gonna start this up without the lid on. This is what you guys actually see covering up that intake. So it's got a little bit of red Kevlar built in here, which is pretty cool. It is not gonna come in any additional colors. I did verify that with them. It'd be kind of cool in the future, but this is the cover we're gonna install that. It has an excessive amount of actually screws to hold this thing in. There's 2 on this side, 2 on the back, 2 on this side, and 1 in 1, which is 2 on the front as well. And that's just gonna come on in and go here just like this. And that's what she's gonna look like when she's done. But let's get these bolts in. Back to the little teeny bolts. You don't wanna lose these. This is the package ours came in. and it's going to be a flat washer plus a crush washer, and I got an Allen key to put these in. Sometimes we're going to have to do it this way or this way. So we're just going to speed through this process and get it out on the streets and go for a ride. Again, guys, this is where you want to be really careful not to drop any of these pieces, but you got to get these things threaded in here properly. And you don't need to over tighten these, they just need to be snug. It's not to protect it from the elements, it's just to kind of keep the heat out of it, and it just really actually looks pretty cool. So, all right guys, we really want to thank Armaspeed for actually surprising us with this intake. The install was pretty simple, and we're gonna go out and drive this thing. We'll put some clips and some audio clips on it, but I really like the install. It looks really clean. It does have a giant void here, which is kind of cool. Weight savings, you know, maybe because race car, but we need to dress up this engine bay, so make sure you stay tuned to part 2. We have some other carbon accessories that we're gonna put on this car and dress up this engine bay to go along with this Armaspeed intake.